following is a WVVA Sports Special. WVVA TV6 presents the high school football game of the week as the Bluefield Beavers take on the Graham G-Men. Brought to you by Hardee's, where good people go for good food. Bluefield Community Hospital, where we care. And by Domino's Pizza, serving you in Bluefield and Princeton.
Hello, everybody. I'm Duncan Armstrong, along with Tony Colliver. Coach will provide his expert analysis like he did last year. We got a dandy for you this week, Bluefield Graham. Brand new head coach for Bluefield. Coach, how do you see it for them?
Well, it's tough. It's his first high school job as a head coach. He's had less than a month to get ready. He's inexperienced as far as a head coach, and he's got to be nervous, and there's a lot of questions in his mind.
You know, Bluefield lost a head coach, John Shamar, but they also lost a good back in Cortez Martin. But this year they say they have better backfield speed than they've ever had. Do you see it that way? Well,
they may have three backs that can hurt you maybe, whereas I'd rather have three average backs than one good back, because you can key on the great back, but if you have three of them running at you, it makes it a little tougher on defense.
Okay, Graham, they lost Terry Smith, their starting fullback, due to a cartilage injury. How do you see it for them? They're going to go with a guy named Rodney Hairston, 5'5", 155 pounds. I mean, that's almost 100 pounds difference. That's got to hurt their attack.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, you lose an experienced player who weighs about 230. It's got to hurt you, but in high school, you'll find somebody take his place, and Graham has a lot of good-sized people, and they're pretty experienced ball club. They're going to play a lot of people who played regular last year, so I look for Graham to be pretty steady and pretty stable.
Kickoff and starting lineups right after this high school timeout. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the high school game of the week. As I said at the pregame thing, we have a dandy this week. We got Bluefield Graham. Neither team has really been tested. Graham has had more. They've been tested more because of 4 scrimmages. Beaver only once against Oak Hill. They're missing one person, David Hall, the same thing. Key man for Graham, a guy named Terry Smith, 6 feet, 230 pounds, a dynamic fullback for Coach Glenn Carlock, and they will receive. Feedback to receive for them is their all-star back. He's Mr. Everything for them, Coach, is Danny Atkins. You know, last year he ran all over Beaver.
Well, he does, and he plays several positions on defense. They move him around. He's a key part of their offense, and really a key part of their football team.
Number 20, Paul Wallace, will do the kicking duties for Beaver. He's one of their outstanding speed backs that Coach and I told you about in the pregame. He's got the speed. This Beaver team has more speed, Coach, than I think I have seen in my year or 2 years of covering Bluefield football.
Yes, but all their speed is young. They're in the sophomore class, and as these kids mature, they're going to be good football players.
Well, tonight, as we said, we'll see if they break freshman, sophomore ranks. Here we go. The 1986 season for both Bluefield and Graham is now underway. Wallace hits a high air. Great kick at his 2-yard line. He almost caught it and let it bobble. It'll be a touchback. So, Coach, for Graham, I'm a little surprised he didn't take the ball. I really would have thought he would have let it go through the end zone because Wallace just boomed it.
He boomed it, but even if it goes in the end zone, they're going to get end zone. They're going to get the ball on the 20.
All right, who's on offense for Graham, Coach?
On Graham, we'll start out with Armstrong, a senior, 83 at left end, Martin Leedy at left tackle, Rife Tim at center, Pozich Robbie at right guard, number 70 Browning Jeff, and at tackle Hayes John, and all ties are in. We'll give you the backs later.
Jeff Sizemore, surprise move for Coach Glenn Carlock in the offseason. It'll be 1st and 20. We have a penalty. Number 35 on the Beaver offense, Richard Stroop, kind of jumped the ball a little bit. He's a little jittery, I'd say.
Early in the game, first play, want to do well, and so, bam, offside.
Okay, Coach, who are the backs right now for Graham?
For backs, they're going to start out at quarterback with Sizemore, Jeff Sizemore. Shannon Remines at end will be left halfback. Rodney Hairston, 43 at fullback, and Danny Atkins at right halfback.
Danny Atkins last year ran all over Beaver. Jeff Sizemore, as I said, a little surprise move for Carlock, goes with his best athlete on the team. Sizemore is the quarterback. 1st and 5. Handoff, Atkins left side, he'll go nowhere. He's met right at the line by number 35, Richard Stroop. But good leg strength from Danny Atkins to get a gain of about 2 on the play. Also in on the play, number 38, Mike Miller, shot through on that left side, Coach, actually right side.
A typical Graham play. They loaded up, moved it back to the left side, got in a power formation to the short side of the field, and run your best back there.
It'll be 2nd and 3, a gain of 2 on the play. They got 5 yards because of that jump by Stroop on the right side. 11:26 to go. Handoff, Atkins right side. It looks as he'll be close to the 1st down to the 30-yard line, Coach. Good little heads-up play. They just handed to him and let him gain, short yardage. But that is Graham's bread and butter, I'd say. It's just kind of, they come at you and they move 10 yards down the field.
Power, 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 straight at you. They've got good size on the offensive line. They've got 2 big, strong backs, and they're going to run what we call meat and potato football right at you.
3rd and 1. Gain of a yard on the play for Danny Atkins. Sizemore still the quarterback. He'll go on the quarterback sneak, and it looks as though he has the 1st down.
Quarterback sneak, good play, pretty safe. You don't exchange the ball. One man's handling it. You needed a yard. If you can't get it that way, it's pretty tough.
Coach, as we were saying before the game, he has major college size. He's 6 feet, 187, 190 pounds. He's just got brute strength.
Yes, there's no question about that as far as size.
Back still are Hairston, Remines, and Danny Atkins. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Handoff, Remines left side, he'll go nowhere. Good heads-up play. Number 38, Mike Miller for Beaver. His shot through Remines brought down in the field. Also, number 35, Richard Stroop, just shot through on that right side and kind of snuck around and nailed him just as he got the ball.
As the Graham tackle was pulling, Miller got right in his hip pocket and was able to wrap up the ball carrier for a good loss. And this is the kind of play you need to kill a drive. Now you have 2nd and 15. And you really have only 2 downs to get 10 yards or you have to kick.
2nd and 15 with just a little less than 11 minutes to go in the ball game. Handoff, Atkins right side. He'll get a gain of maybe 2 on the plate. Beaver showing us what they didn't show us last year, Coach. Good, strong defensive line.
Well, I don't think we can say that yet, Duncan. We've only had the first series of downs, really.
Okay, but right now for Beaver, no jitteries. The bugs are out. They're ready to play.
Well, Beaver has a little different defense than they've had last year. They're going with a 5 front, and they're stunning a lot of linebackers and going in with a 3 deep. And they're right at this point, I'm sure that Coach Carlock and the Graham staff is trying to determine exactly what Beaver is doing defensively.
Atkins out of the ballgame, number 32, Mike Woody is in the handoff to Woody, left side, but he's going to go nowhere. He had some blockers in front of him, but the entire Bluefield Beaver team on that right side, so he couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
How about Graham's offensive line, Coach? Maybe a little shaky right in the first series?
Well, they're probably looking at some defenses that they haven't been practicing against, and it'll take them a while to adjust. But most of those kids on that Graham line have played there. They'll adjust.
Jeff Sizemore to do the kicking duties for Graham. Trey Steckline and Charlie Thompson. It'll be taken by Thompson at his 43-yard line. He's got some running room. He's across the 50. Nailed, but they'll mark it because of forward motion at the 50-yard line. He had a nice big hole, gain of about 8 or 9 on the play. So great field position for Beaver.
Good field position. 1st down. Now it's a question of are they settled down offensively? Are they nervous? And I'm sure that Graham was nervous also.
Okay, Coach, who do we have as far as starting for Beaver this year?
Beaver on offense, we have Steve Arnold at left end, Shane Farrell at left tackle, Scott Gratham at center, Kevin Ellison at guard, David Potter at tackle.
Handoff over right side, but he'll go nowhere. Number 22, Steve Atkins, was going to try and go up the middle behind Farrell and gather him. Just met heads up.
Heads up.
Probably a loss of a yard on the play. No, they mark it right at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10.
I would like to complete that lineup. We have Kevin Mitchell at tackle, Chris Burton at end, Pat Cisco at quarterback, Steve Atkins at halfback, Mike Miller at fullback, and Paul Wallace at the halfback.
They go left side to Walsing, and he loss of a yard on the play, but he just fell on the ball. He just fell on the ball. Otherwise, Graham would have picked it up, and they had all kinds of daylight. They had yardage. on that right side. 7:41 to go. It'll be 3rd and 11, a loss of a yard on the play. So both defenses really rising to the occasion early on. Something about Pat Cisco last year. In the first game against North Marion, he got hurt on his right shoulder, and he alternated duties with Mike Barber. And he almost goes down, but he's got some yardage. He's across the 50 to about the 54-yard line on the quarterback keep. Coach, I really thought he was going to kind of option it out either to Atkins or Miller, but he decided to keep it because there was some Graham defense.
Well, the end for Graham was drifting, and anytime the end drifts, you cannot pitch the ball. You've got to keep it turned up inside.
So good heads-up play.
Beaver short a man.
It'll be 4th and 6, and here comes number 22, Steve Atkins. They were short. Cisco will do the punting. There's not really much of a rush from Graham. He hits a pretty good punt. It'll go down to about his 15-yard line. It'll be down at the 15-yard line. Cisco doing the right thing. Coach is kind of hitting a high wobbler, giving his people a chance to cover it. And Graham really couldn't go anywhere.
No, they didn't really have a chance to field that putt. And at this point, the field position is in favor of Beaver.
Wow, deep in their own territory for Graham. 6:37 to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Make that the 14-yard line. Sizemore still the quarterback. As I said last year, left end for him, but he's got major college size and a great arm. We have movement on the left side. That'll be Shannon Remines. Kind of jumped the snap a little bit early.
First game of the season, Duncan. You're playing your biggest rival. The kids have got to be excited, and I think we can look forward in this first quarter to jumping offside, illegal procedures, and in motion. I really do.
So kind of like the penalties have come out now rather than say in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Oh, there's no question. They'll settle down. All these kids are fired up. They're playing their cross-time rival. It's the first game, new coach. Oh, there's got to be a great deal of tension on that field.
It'll be 1st and 15 at the 9-yard line. Not much they can do now. Coach, pass maybe?
No, they're going to bread and butter, try to wedge it out, drive it out. If they get a big play, not kick and play defense.
Reminds Atkins and Hairston still the backs for the G-men. Hand off Atkins left side. He's got a good hole, but he'll be brought down. The hole closed up quickly. A good defensive play by number 22, Steve Atkins.
And Shoop.
Closed it.
And Shoop. Shoop did a good job taking on that lead back, held up the interference, and Atkins came in and cleaned house.
Well, boy, he came in, and all of a sudden there were 3 Beavers. He didn't know where to go. It'll be 2nd and 15. No gain on the play. 5:38 to go. Deep in their own territory, the G-men. Handoff, Mike Woody. He'll go across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. It's gain of 4 on the play.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Still, Beaver's in good position right here. It's 3rd and 12. They don't make the 12. They've got a kick, and barring any unforeseen happenings, Beaver's going to have the ball in good field position.
Good chance to score if they get it in good field position. So it'll be 3rd and 12. Gain of 3 on the play for the G-men. The back still Remines, Atkins, and Hairston. Handoff, Remines, right side. He's across the 15, down to about the 19-yard line. Good play, Coach. I didn't expect that over the right side. I expected maybe a pass, but they saw something on the left side of Beaver's defense that they hadn't seen yet.
Well, Beaver has been playing what we call a dealing defense. They've been shooting linebackers, and that was the first play that Graham has run that had misdirection to it. Starting in one direction, going back in another, and it almost broke it.
Steckline and Thompson back to receive. Sizemore will do the kicking duties. Oh, wow, it's a beauty. It'll be taken by Steckline at his 39-yard line. He's got some room. If they can get by, great block. 50, 45, 40, 45. Great play, Coach, down to the 36-yard line. Make that 34-yard line. I tell you what the key was, Coach. Shannon Remines was absolutely clobbered by number 31 at Beaver. Just nailed him, and that let that little 132-pound guy just go. And he showed us he's got some jets.
Beaver did a great job on setting up a wall. They got about 3 or 4 good peel-back blocks, and anytime a back gets that, he's going to get yardage.
Well, you said they needed good field position, and thanks to Trey Steckline, he really put on the afterburners, and he was gone. Wallace and Miller. And it'll be kept by Cisco. No, it'll go to Miller. He's across the 35 down to about the 30-yard line. So, Coach, it looked like he was going to keep it there for a minute as I was taking a look through my binocs, and I don't know if that was really the thing to do, was it?
No, once a quarterback sticks his nose up in the line of scrimmage, he should become the ball carrier, and it's pretty tough to go up into the line of scrimmage and then throw it back behind the line of scrimmage, but that comes from Beaver has really never run the option that much, and this is his first year running the option.
Last year with head coach John Shamar, now in Virginia. They ran completely different options. Pitch out, Wallace, left side. He's got some daylight. He's got the speed we're talking about. 25, 10, 5, touchdown, Beaver. Coach, we were talking about this.
And we've got 2 flags. We've got 2 flags.
With 3:50 to go. Bluefield fans are going crazy, but it will come back. It will come back. He had all kinds of daylight, and we said they had the speed, but that'll do it to you every time, the flags, to bring it back. All right, Coach, with this kind of penalty, how much lack of confidence will you have going back into the huddle?
Well, it depends on the reaction of the team. You bow your back, try harder, or you let down. But most kids will bow their back and try harder.
All right, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35, 3:50 to go in the first quarter. They go straight ahead to Miller. He's across the 35, down to about the 33-yard line. Coach, got a question. Steve Atkins lining behind the right tackle. Why do you line a back of his caliber and speed right behind the tackle?
He's the fullback. He's the best blocker, and what you're doing is playing in there with 3 guards. You move him up close to the line. You put pressure on the defense right at that point. And at this point, they didn't even use him. They tried to go elsewhere where they thought they might have created a scene.
Gain of 2 on the plate. It'll be 3rd and 8. Handoff, Wallace left side. Again, he'll show you his speed. He high steps somebody. He's into daylight. 10-5 touchdown, and I don't see a flag. A fantastic play. He high steps that defensive back, and Coach, he made the right cut.
He made the right cut. Duncan, for a new coach and a sophomore, you couldn't ask for a better first quarter. Now, if they can build on that, this is going to mean the Beaver will be a much better football team down the year, because now you know you have a young man who has the ability to break one long.
Anthony Shields to do the kicking for the Beavers. No problem. He did get hurt last year, but he's rebounded quite well. He'll do the kicking duties this year's. Trace Deckline, the holder. Good snap. It should be through the uprights. Oh, yeah, no problem. So, with 3:09 to go in the first quarter, 6-0 in favor of Beaver, thanks to a 33-yard touchdown run by the sophomore. Paul Walsh, coach, can you believe it? We were talking how much smaller Beaver is to Graham as far as their backs. But Graham's a little slower, and Walsh just goes.
Well, when you have speed and you can break your backs past the linebackers, they can get you big yardage. When you have your big backs who don't have speed, then you're going to have to be satisfied with that so-called 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But I am sure, if need be, that Coach Carlock is going to pull some plays out of his bag that are not 3 yards in the cloud of dust.
Okay, the touchdown scorer will do the kicking duties. Paul Walsh, and he boomed it last time. Atkins, Mike Woody, right side, and Shannon Remines on the left side, standing at their 10-yard line. Atkins is the deep back. It's a wobbly kick. It'll be taken at the 30, 35. Good coverage, special team coverage. Again, Richard Stroop in the limelight.
Yes, sir.
1st and 10 from their 33-yard line. Not too bad a field position for. Got a back change, hand up. Yep. Atkins left side. We got number 63 in, Marty Leedy, leaving the left guard position, lining up in the backfield, Coach.
Well, what they've done, they're putting a quarterback behind the center, taking a back, 2 backs out of the backfield, lining them up directly behind the guard on either side of the ball with 1 back, and just running what we call a load or a power play right up the middle.
Well, Atkins gets a gain of 2 on the play. It will be 2nd and 8. Normal backfield, handoff, Atkins right side, no gain on the play. Nailed as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage. Good tackle by number 58, nothing for Beaver. He just all of a sudden stood him up and put him to the ground. David Potter. He was a key to that touchdown run. Now he stops Atkins from getting a gain of anything. Lone setback is Atkins' right side. It looks as though he got a gain of about a yard, maybe a 2 on the play. Again, they call it power football. Carlock known for that.
Another load play. They took 2 backs out of the backfield, put them behind both tackles on the right side, 1 back in the backfield, and tried to run a power that way and get the first down.
Up third series, coach. They have held it. Graham has done nothing in offense. His power football not working. 4th and 2. Sizemore will punt. He gets off another beauty. Charlie Thompson at his 22-yard line, right side. He's got some blockers. A great block by number 64 for Beaver. Oh, he gets down to about his 40-yard line. They should mark it. I tell you what, number 64 for Beaver, coach, Shane Farrell, nailed about 3 of them. He just hit one, and it was a domino effect. Lone setback is Wallace. Across the
33.
33 for Beaver is
Menders.
Ronnie Scott. Ronnie Scott for Beaver. Kind of a surprise there, folks. Caught us off guard. Freddie Simons alternating players in and out. Number 33 is Ronnie Scott. So they get a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5. Clock ticking away. 24 seconds to go. Cisco still the quarterback, and they're keeping it on the ground. Haven't seen a pass play yet. On the right side, you have Atkins.
Oh, we had the right tackle jumped.
So it'll still be 2nd and 5. Clock ticking away. 5, 4, 3. Lucky to get the play off right side. He'll go right down. Ronnie Scott, maybe a gain of a yard on the play, if that. And it's the end of the first quarter with 7-0 thanks to Paul Wallace over the right side, and we'll take a timeout on the high school game of the week. All right, welcome back to action. 2nd quarter. Cisco's got a pass, and he's got the receiver. Good little catch, almost caught by number 83 for Beaver, but he dropped the ball as he hit the ground. That was Chris Burton. So good defensive play on that left side by Danny Atkins. Just ran right at him, so it'll be 2nd and 8 on the play. Actually, it'll be 4th down.
Moving it shorter, man.
Cisco to do the punting duties. It'll be 4th and 8. Oh, we got a rush. Atkins almost blocked it, partially deflected by him. It'll be down at the 38-yard line. Not a great kick by Cisco, because I think he was a little intimidated by Atkins running in, and Atkins stuck up his big paw and knocked a little bit of the ball. They marked it at the 37-yard line. 11:47 to go, 2nd quarter. Beaver, a surprise, 7-0 leader. But we'll see what Graham can do with senior quarterback Jeff Sizemore. Under his leadership, under the power offensive Glenn Carlock, can they march down the field? Atkins will go split out to the wide right with Hairston and Remines in the backfield. Handoff Remines straight ahead, and he goes behind number 52. Timmy Wright just power punched it straight up the nose of Kevin Ellison and Kevin Mitchell, number 52 and 53, coach. So, you know, they get a gain of 4 on the play. That's not bad.
Well, Coach Carlock is not going to deviate from his game plan unless he has to. He has a philosophy of football. With the type of kids he has, he wants ball control and grind it out. He's going to continue.
Atkins, Remines, and Harrison still in the backfield. Handoff Remines right side. He'll go nowhere. Brought down right in the backfield by number 53, Kevin Ellison. He bear hugged him and brought him down to the ground.
Right at this point, Beaver's doing a lot of dealing with their linebacker, sending a linebacker one way, a lineman, and on the pulling plays, this is confusing Graham. I think that you'll see Coach Carlock, to offset that, just run straight at him, catch those people, try to pick them off, and have a long gainer.
So it'll be 3rd and 7. We had a penalty on the play. Penalty is refused. They're deep in their own territory, about the 39-yard line. Well, I wouldn't say they're deep, but Graham's power punching offense really not working yet. They have yet to find the motors working. Left side is Remines. Sizemore back to throw, and he's got the touch. He's got the receiver, but it's picked off. It's picked off by number 33, Ronnie Scott. Make it 83, and we have all kinds of flags on the play. Picked off by number 83, Chris Burton. Good coverage by Burton and also number 28, Lonnie Bell, to make sure the ball wouldn't go into the receiver's hands of number 32, Mike Woody. He lofted it, but I think he may underthrew him a little bit.
And we had two receivers in one area. Beaver was able to pick it out, and we had 2 illegal blocks on the run back.
Deep in their own territory, it'll still be 1st and 20, Coach?
No, it'll be 1st and 10 from there. It's on a change of possession.
1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. 10:24 to go. Cisco on the option. He's going to keep it. He'll go nowhere. I thought he might pitch it out, Coach, but good heads-up play by 82 for Graham. He just shot through and made sure he wouldn't go anywhere. And also number 63, Marnie Leedy. Cisco showing he has the composure for a senior. Last year, if you remember, against North Marion, he was out with a separated shoulder for a few games, but managed to come back and do quite well. We have a fumble on the play, but he kind of a bad snap, but he re-gobbled it and held on to the ball.
Yep.
And now they're deep into their own territory.
Bad exchange.
Is this the kind of play that might psych up Graham and make them start to gel?
Well, I don't know if it's going to psych up Graham, but it puts Beaver in terrible position. They have 3rd down, and they've got to gain about 17 yards for 1st down, so it looks like they may be kicking soon.
Be 3rd and 12 from their 18-yard line. And we have an official timeout on the field.
There's a great play.
Atkins left side, but almost a busted play, but good defense by number 9, which is Shannon Remines, the right side cornerback, and also number 32, Mike Woody, shot through and grabbed him by the ankles, and he wasn't going anywhere. So 4th and 12 for Beaver. Back to receive number 11, Danny Atkins, standing on about his 47-yard line. High snap. What can Cisco do with it? It's recovered by Graham at the half-yard line. Oh, Coach, this is the play. This, they have said.
That answers your question. Is the game over? No.
Excellent point of view, Coach. I tell you what, bad snap. Cisco tried to get it. It is recovered by number 72 for Graham. He just all of a sudden saw it and just fell on the ball. Now it'll be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. I wonder who'll get the call.
Atkins up the middle.
No Sizemore up the middle. No signal from the referees yet. Graham's saying they're in, but I don't think they are, Coach. I think they're down about the half-yard line. Touchdown, Graham. Sizemore got it up. He just went behind Robbie Postage and Jeff Browning, and touchdown, Graham. Now we got a football game.
Now we test character. Now we find out if we have character. We've got to start at 0-0. A team like that, where we have a touchdown really given to the other team. Now, if the kids are in the right frame of mind, they'll come back.
Chris Burton to do the holding. Straight through the middle of the uprights. Just split them. No problem there. Danny Atkins just put it straight through the upright. So, we got a 7-7 ball game with 8:09 to go. And we'll take a timeout on the high school game of the week. Well, so much for 7-0 lead and an outstanding run by Paul Wallace. We're tied up at 7 apiece, thanks to a bad snap of Beaver. Pat Cisco can't hang on to it. He fumbles the football. One play later, Jeff Sizemore just goes through on a quarterback sneak behind 55, Robbie Foster, Jeff Browning, and then we're knotted at 7 to do the kicking. Number 9, Shannon Remines for Graham. Deep to receive, Wallace. Streckline, they go towards Streckline's side, but it'll be out of bounds. It'll be 5 yards towards Graham's side. Coach, I know one thing. I seem to notice this. A couple of key mistakes. You know, you had a couple of clips. You also had one key turnover, which led to the touchdown. Do you think that's maybe shaking them up a little bit?
Well, it could, but no one can predict how young people are going to react. Sometimes they react positive, sometimes they react negative. Now, we'll have to just wait and see as this game progresses. But being a cross-town rival game, being the first game of the season, I still say that both these teams are still up emotionally.
Wallace, Streckline, and Thompson to receive. They move up 5 yards to their own 20. Wallace back on his own 10. Now they're getting the signal from head coach Freddie Simons to move back, because if Remines gets a hold of this ball, it is history. He's got a big foot. About the 5-yard line. So we are knotted at 7. He gets off a high, pretty deep kick. It'll be taken by Wallace at his own 17-yard line. He's got the blockers. He loves to go left side, and he's got danger. Oh, great tackle by number 22 for Graham. Just kind of stood him up. I thought, Coach, he might kind of high-step him and go over him.
Well, he needed a blocker out here. He was out there by himself, and he had 2 men. They more or less had him where he couldn't cut back, and it was really a simple tackle.
Just stuck his head down and said, hey, I want that tackle. First and 10 from the 37-yard line. Oh, we got some great running room. Good blocking on the right side from Beaver. Kevin Ellison and also Kevin Mitchell. So it'll be gain of 4 in the play. 7:31 to go. Gain of 4 in the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. Beaver now trying that punching offensive. On the right side, you've got Atkins. Handoff, Wallace, right side. He's got some daylight. Good moving inside and out, Coach. He's just juking and jiving inside and out.
Need a little bit more help downfield. He made a good cut in the backfield and a good cut just past the line of scrimmage. But any good back even needs help down the field.
It'll be 3rd and 3, 6:44 to go. One side, you got Rhodes. The other side, handoff again. Atkins, left side. Oh, great running room. Left side behind David Potter and Shane Farrell. Just blew the hole open. They got rid of John Hayes and also Keith Woody. And he's got some good daylight first down.
First down.
Good blocking by their center, number 57, Scott Gatherum. Atkins wide out to the right. Handoff, Wallace right side. Oh, great move. 50, but hey, Sizemore made a key tackle.
Beautiful tackle.
He got ahead of some of the onslaught from Danny Atkins and Jeff Browning, but I tell you what, Sizemore was awaiting him and just kind of dumped him. They say it's a gain of a yard on the play, probably about a half yard, but they mark it a gain of a yard on the 2nd and 9. Cisco back to pass. He just overthrows. I think Coach Steve Arnold wanted to
overthrew. He just misjudged the cut of the receiver, and it was just completely out of play where no one had a possible chance to catch it.
Well, at least he threw it out of everybody's reach.
No question.
So it'll be 3rd and 9, 5:39 to go. Ball still on the 49-yard line. Cisco wisely overthrows the wide receiver, otherwise it could have been picked off by the G-man. Out of the eye, Wallace is the eye back. He gets the call left side, he'll go. No. He fumbles. It's a Graham ball. It's picked up by number 11, Danny Atkins, Coach. He had really nowhere to go, and somebody just stuck in their hand. It became a live ball. Graham recovers. This is their best field position besides the touchdown.
Right, and another key mistake.
Wide out left, Remines. Quick little pass. Oh, it looked like he was going to have it. Number 81, Ricky Ferris. Looked like he was going to have it, Coach, but just kind of slipped on the wet turf.
A little change up there. Coach Carlock came in with a little surprise, threw 1st and 10, hasn't thrown 1st and 10 too many times, and boom, all of a sudden he's throwing.
Fucker's 81. It'll still be it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line of Beaver. Sizemore handoff left side. Atkins has got running room. He had more yardage if he hadn't tripped up, and he calls a timeout. A gain of about 3 on the play. They'll make it 3rd and 5. Stephen French is the left end instead of Curtis Armstrong right now. Remines is sort of wide out on the left. Sizemore back to throw. He's got the receiver. Almost a great catch, but an outstanding defensive play by Beaver.
42.
Number 42, Charlie Thompson. He had the receiver the whole time and stuck up his left arm and batted it down.
Charlie Thompson is another one of those good, young, quick sophomores who I feel is going to be a real good football player.
So, no gain on the play. They had great field position, but Beaver, another great defensive stance. Sizemore to do the punting duties again. And they're going to go at Steckline's side. No. It'll be taken by 42, Charlie Thompson. He's got room left side. 30, across to about the 33-yard line. The guy receives the punt after making a great defensive play, Coach.
Right.
So far, how would you sum up the first half?
Well, what I thought, Graham is going to try to beat you with power. Beaver's going to go outside, quick pitch, misdirection play because they've got to utilize their speed. Graham has to use a lot of their big backs and their bulk.
Well, last year they went with a misdirection play, did really well. This year we really haven't seen it. So first and 10, 4:05 to go. Still knotted at 7. Got a couple backs to the left side, including Atkins, and he gets the call. Danny Atkins meets him right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of none on the play.
Well, he might have picked up about a 2 or 3 on that, Duncan. Yep, he did.
You think so? Okay,
yeah,
they did.
Picked up 2.
Shannon Remines goes out of the ball game.
I believe it's equipment trouble. Remines has equipment trouble and had to go out of the ball game. I don't think he's injured. He went off the field under his own power.
Ricky Ferris replaces him. 2nd and 8. Handoff, Wallace left side, great move, but another great defensive play. He tried a little head fake to Danny Atkins, but Atkins didn't even fall for it. And he dumped him. So, no gain on the play. Dumps him right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8 on the play. Remines comes back into the play. Out goes number 61 for Beaver. That is the nose tackle, Brian Rose. Misdirection in favor of Beaver. They give it to Atkins, and he fumbles. They're not going to say he's down. Graham recovers the football. He hit the ground, Coach. It looked like his knees hit it, and it looked like it was going to be a dead ball. But Danny Atkins fell on the ball again. Now they go into a hurry-up offense with 2:49 to go.
No, they're going to let Beaver have the ball. I think the official realized that the player was in contact with his knees in the ground, and once the ground cannot cause the fumble. Once you hit the ground, the ball is dead.
Danny Atkins will go back to receive. That puts him in punting formation. Cisco will do the punting duties again. Crowd really not too happy with that call, but Graham gets the ball regardless, and Atkins is the deep back to receive. Not a much better snap this time, and he hits a boomer. Atkins is just going to let it go. It'll go inside the 10-yard line and be down to about the 5-yard line. Great punt. I thought Atkins was going to go. He may have thought it was going to go over his head and roll into the end.
Atkins did a good thing. It's very difficult to run back towards your goal, catch a punt that's going in that direction. Too often you mishandle that. Here, at least you can run 3 plays and kick it out of danger. You fumble it, they get the ball. Now they've got the big break.
What would you do in your situation? Just kind of run the clock out and be happy with a 7-7 tie at half?
Oh, well, it's pretty tough to go 95 yards unless you're going to gamble.
1st and 10 from the 5. Atkins gets the call left side, and they go with good blocking. Number 43. For Beaver, that's Rodney, or not Beaver, Graham. Rodney Hairston, good blocking ahead. That's a gain of about 2 or 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 with 2:22 to go. Still knotted at 7. Graham really deep in their own territory. Handoff Atkins again left side. He's across the 5, 6, maybe even a gain of 7 on that, or gain of a yard on that play, if any.
Yep.
I tell you what, Beaver's strength, as I see it, Coach, Mitchell, Shoup, and Miller on the right side, really playing some good defense.
Well, what Beaver has to do here is hold this down and then send everybody after the punter, try to rush the punt or block it, because you don't want a punt that goes way down the road because it may take you too much time to score. You want to create a bad punt or block down in that situation. You may rough the kicker, but they still wouldn't be in good field position.
The game, a gain of a yard on play, 3rd and 7, 2:16 to go after a Beaver timeout. Handoff, Remind's right side. He's got blocking in front of him, including Marty Leedy. But Beaver behind number 81. Again, they just shoot, throw. You know, Coach, they just don't go anywhere anymore. Steve Arnold, David Potter, Steve Atkins, all on that left side to shoot through and close.
And they did a good job.
Well, now here's the situation you're talking about. You think they're going to send everybody?
I think that they'll go for a block because you only have 1 minute and 52 seconds to go. Yeah, they're going. 9 are going. 9 are going.
Better get it off. Oh, he hit a bad punt.
Oh.
Jeff Sizemore hit a bad punt, and he's going to field it. Almost gets away. But I tell you what, number 71 for Beaver, John Haynes, just hung on for dear life because Charlie Thompson wasn't going to go anywhere because he had some daylight if he could have gotten away. So good field position. You've got 1 minute 34 to go.
I think that you'll see Beaver put in the air 2 or 3 times. I really do.
You called it, Coach. Straight across the middle, and it's Chris Burton. Make that Steve Arnold right across the middle, down to the 22-yard line. So you got a first down right there.
I said I think you'll see it in the air from here on in. And you may not see it on the last down. They're right in. They're really almost in field goal position.
He's going to do it again. He better get it off. Almost. He lobs the lame duck. Good pursuit. Atkins, and also 55 for Beaver. Make that Graham. Robbie Postage just shot through. He did a good job getting the ball away. Otherwise, Coach, you know, he could have been sacked for 10 or 15-yard loss. All right, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. We've seen the pass before. Who knows? They may decide to gamble and go on the ground. They've got Wallace. He's out of the eye. He gets the pitch right side. He's got some blocking, but a good heads-up play. Oh, just shot through. I tell you what, Coach, I'm really impressed with some of these quarterbacks and safeties for Graham. They're really starting to shoot through. They put the shoulder pads down. Kevin Holcomb does it that time and nails him. Passing opportunity.
Oh, there's no question. You're not in field goal range. It's in a passing set. He's got a receiver.
Going to do it right across the middle. Burton could have picked up a few key yards there, but he underthrew him.
I think he's going to try a field goal. It's a pretty long one, but I still think he's going to try it. Yep, Arnold's going into the ball game.
42-yard field goal, Coach. Can he do it?
It's a pretty long one.
23 seconds. You know, he's got 23 seconds to go. So I would think the snap would be the key from out here if he gets it down. It's up. Oh, no. It's going to be a little short. It's going to be a little bit short. I tell you what, he hit it further than I thought he could. A good little kick by Steve Arnold. Almost an attempt at about 42. Probably would have been about 39 he would have made it. You got Leedy and Atkins and Postage lining up in the backfield. Right side, they go strong side to Atkins. Good bread butter. He's got daylight, 35, 40. If he can get by Chris Burton, he's gone. 20. Down to the 25-yard line, Coach. Chris Burton stayed with him and knew when he was going to nail him. But I tell you, they lined up on the right side, the power side. They lined up Leedy and Postage. Key play there.
Beaver went into a prevent. I think that you'll see Graham throw. There's 8 seconds.
That's a 56-yard run. 7 seconds to go. Well, they're not sending anybody wide out. They'll go to Reminds. That should be the half, Coach.
Nope, he's going to get one more play in.
3 seconds to go. They got away 4 seconds. Now what do you do? Do you kick it?
It looks like this might be a field goal group.
39-yard line. The senior, Shannon Reminds, be a 39-yard kick. Oh, he didn't even get it off. Bad snap. Bad snap. Didn't even get time to pull the ball down. That's the half. So, with a 7-7 game, Graham, great run thanks to Danny Atkins. They can't capitalize. They go into halftime with a 7-7 tie. Beaver will receive deep. This Wallace left side, Charlie Thompson right side. You have the little guy, 5'3", 133 pounds, of Trey Streckline. Trey Streckline, doing the kicking duties, is Reminds. He hits it Streckline's way. It'll be taken by Wallace, though. He's got a wall in front of him. What can he do? He's going to go left side. He's got some daylight. And he cuts across the 35 down the 40. Good fake at the 30-yard line. Because number 22, Richard Ferris, went inside and he went out.
Duncan, I'm really impressed with about 3 or 4 of these sophomores that Beaver have. They have real good moves, real good speed, and as a coach, you cannot teach speed. That's a natural talent that makes a great back.
Okay, I agree with that, Coach. Cisco still the quarterback. You'll have Atkins one side, Wallace the other, and Mike Miller, number 38. And Wallace gets the call left side, got some daylight, but it'll be closed up very quickly by number 63, Marty Leedy. Number 11, Danny Atkins. So it's again at 2 on the plate. The hole closed up very quickly. The hole actually was made in part by Shane Farrell, but closed it very quickly. Clogged up, rather, Coach.
Linebackers came in there, in, closed it down. Linebacker came in. Bluefield didn't make real strong blocks at the point of attack.
Wide out is Wallace. Handoff Miller straight ahead. He's across the 30, 45 down about the 48-yard line. Gain of 3 again. Now they're trying the power offense.
Well, Graham has changed defenses, Duncan. They're now going into a 5-4 with 2 deep backs. They don't feel that Beaver can throw the ball well at this point, and they're loading up on the front to shut down what attack Beaver has on the ground. If you look out there, now they're in a 4-5. It may change. Somebody may be in there. But they have 9 men within 2-3 yards of the line of scrimmage, if you look.
What do you call this? Geez, you got a 4-4 or a 4-5? Handoff straight ahead, Wallace, but he manages to get through to the line of scrimmage. It looked like Marty Leedy, who eventually made the tackle, was going to dump him in the backfield. But the offensive line from Beaver somewhat doing their job, or they're not?
Well, they're having difficulty. Coach Carlock made a good strategic move. He hasn't shown this defense a whole half. I'm sure that Coach Simon went in and adjusted to the defenses that Graham was playing. Now Graham comes out and plays a brand new defense they haven't looked at.
Cisco from his 37, he gets up a beauty kick. Atkins will fair catch it at his 12-yard line. He'll mark it at about the 10-yard line because he took a step backwards. I tell you what, that was a great kick. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their 10-yard line, deep in their own territory, still knotted at 7, 10:04 to go. They go over the right side to Atkins. It looked as though they were going to clog it up, but thanks to forward motion, he gets down to the 15, gain of 5 on the play. Sizemore, you got Leedy lining up, but we have motion on the side.
Legal procedure.
So it'll go against Graham.
In that sap, they have 2 backs set strong right. They're going to normally run there. They're trying to wedge it out. Uh-oh.
And we got another flag.
That looks like a holding.
Second and 11, 9:20 to go. It'll be 3rd and 11 to go. Beaver playing outstanding defense deep in Graham territory. Sizemore still the quarterback. Handoff left side, got a penalty again. Atkins dumped in the backfield, but way behind the line of scrimmage. We got a flag again. You think it might be holding?
I don't know. This may be procedure.
Procedure again.
Dead ball foul. It's automatic 5-yard penalty.
Now you hope and pray for a good punt.
Well, they've got 1 down. I don't think they'll kick yet. They still have 3rd and 15.
Third and 15 from the 5. You've got Atkins standing at his own goal line right in front of him. They go to Atkins again. He'll go across the 5, down about the 6-yard line. No gain at all. Good pursuit on the right side from Beaver, Stroop, Mitchell, Joe Street, number 38, Mike Miller, the linebacker. So punting formation again. Again, Beaver's going to have good field position.
Should have. They should be inside their 50.
Sizemore do the kicking duties about 8 yards deep into his end zone. Standing at their 40-yard line, Steck line left, Thompson right side. They kick it towards Thompson's side. It's a bouncer. He'll field it, 45, and fumbled.
Good move.
Was that a good thing not to decide to run it back, just fall on the ball?
One of the most difficult things to do is pick up a football that's bouncing because it doesn't bounce true. In many cases, while you're reaching and grabbing, you're hitting, you lose the ball, it's a good idea to fall it. At least you have the ball for 3 downs and then you can kick.
First did football and kick the ball away. Steck line and he'll get a chance to take the ball. No, Thompson will go for it at his 35, but he bobbles it again. He won't go with it. Got a true bounce. He's across the 40, down about the 42-yard line. Marty Levy recovers for the G-Man. Boy, he got a true bounce out of that one, didn't he?
Yeah.
From up here, it looked like Marty Levy was the first one with the ball, and we have a slew of people over there. We're checking to see who recovered the football because there's a pile. No, they say Beaver recovered. Coach, the way I understand it now, when he recovered the ball, it may have been out of bounds. So if he recovers out of bounds, does Beaver keep the football?
Once the ball is out of bounds, there's no possession. Regardless of who touches it last, it would have been Beaver's ball. You must possess it before it goes out of bounds.
And then if you possess it, then it's your ball.
Then it's your ball, before it goes across that sideline.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line, 3:21 to go in the third quarter. Cisco's going to keep it. He's across the 50, 45, down to about the 43-yard line. Good heads-up run. He did that all on his own. He looked a little bit like Paul Wallace. Gain of 10 yards on the play. Now what do? You're in great field position, second series of this drive. What do?
Well, you have anything that you want. You can pass, you can run, you can dive. You're in good field position, so you can gamble, do what you want. We're going to run the option. Here we go.
45. He's across the 40, down about the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. Cisco's doing it again. This is his drive.
Well, what he's doing, Duncan, is in the first half he was going out there and he was running laterally. Once that end gets in front of you and keeps you from pitching the ball, a quarterback's got to tuck it and head toward his goal line.
High back is Wallace. He'll get the call straight up the middle. Oh, good. He bounces off a couple of players. He's across the 30, down about the 28-yard line. I tell you, he bounced off the 63 leading, and he just kept going. I'm really impressed with this guy.
Yes, and that was a good first down, Duncan, and that now that Beaver is in what we call 4-down position. They do not have to punt. They have 4 downs in order to make that first down.
1:57 to go in the third quarter. Still scoreless, still tied at 7. Atkins left side, down about the 25-yard line. Forward progress will probably give it to him around the 25-yard line. Gain of 4 in the play. It'll be 2nd and 6. They mark it at the 26-yard line. He's going to keep it again. Oh, great tackle. This time, number 82 for Gray, wasn't even fooled. He just all of a sudden saw it and just put his hands around it. He got a gain of a yard on the play, however, and he just shut it up. He didn't go anywhere, Coach. I was a little surprised. He kept it again, but this time that end on that side, number 82 for Graham, just kind of shut him up. B.G. Altizer just saw it and bear hugged him. Gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5. Oh, he gets across the 20, down to about the 17-yard line.
I think we're going to have a holding.
I don't know, Coach. I saw the, I think it was Atkins.
Oh, illegal procedure.
He moved his left foot before the ball was snapped. All right, 3rd and 10. 37 seconds to go before the end of the quarter. They give it to Wallace right side. He'll go nowhere. Great play by number 63, Marty Lee. Wrapped him up, also coming off the bottom of the pile. For Graham are a slew of players, including number 42 for them, Kevin Holcomb. Leedy made the initial hit. Holcomb just grabbed him by the ankles, and here comes the rest of the defensive team. analyze it defensively.
Well, Graham has changed completely from the first half. As I said, they've gone into what we call a 9-man front with 4 men up front and 5 linebackers, which is confusing Beaver's blocking somewhat now.
Better get it up. Oh,
That's the rough
kicker. That's the kicker. Cisco goes down pretty hard.
Well, that gives you a first down.
Keith Wardy on that right end position just shot through. He didn't even attempt to dive. He just kind of barreled him over.
Now, anytime that you're going to attempt to block a punt, you should go at least 2 yards in front of where the kicker's kicking foot is going to be, because you want to catch the ball as it leaves the foot and not his foot.
So, great opportunity for Beaver to try something, Coach.
Well, even though the quarter is over, you still have one play on a defensive, if the penalty is against the defense, you have one play even if time has expired. So the play was against the defense, so we're going to want to play with dead time. After this play, we should change sides of the field.
One play from the 15-yard line, you pass it or what?
Well, here again, you're in 4-down position. You can do exactly what you think you can do best. You run a reverse, you run a counter, you run the option, you want to throw. Right now, the burden is on Graham because you can throw anything in your offense at him.
After this play, we go to the fourth quarter. So what he does, they go hand off to Atkins. He'll go nowhere. It'll be Graham's ball when we start the fourth quarter.
No, it'll still be Beavers.
Will it really?
Oh, yes, it'll be Beavers, because if Beaver got the first down on the penalty as the quarter expired.
We'll be right back to the beginning of the fourth quarter on the high school game of the week.
Play. I'm almost sure it's going to be an outside play with Benner's kid, the real 33 run it. Oh, he fooled me.
Across the Cisco on the quarterback keep, down about the 9-yard line. Well, I see how you were picking it, Coach, because you had all this daylight.
They had all this daylight, and they had a little speed kid back there at the end.
Yeah, that Ronnie Scott. You know,
Scott,
he's
right.
You got Atkins one right eye back is Ronnie Scott. He'll get the pitch. Oh, it's a fumble, but it looks as though Beaver has recovered. I tell you what. A great heads-up play by Jeff Browning. Just nailed him, and he went down. Lucky to get that ball away. But, you know, a lot of, you got to give a lot of credit to Ronnie Scott. He fell right on that ball.
Right, and the pitch was really very high, way above his head. In fact, he had to jump to even make contact with the pitch.
He nailed him at the point of contact, just smack. 10:54 to go. They're going to try a 30-yard field goal. Steve Arnold for Beaver. Can he do it? Lets it throw it through the uprights. Yeah, it's smacked through. Barely made the left side, but hey, it's 10-7 Beaver. Coach, you said that this might be a 10-7 ball game. Last year, 9-6. But it's not the statistics that count. It's the Arnold puts it through the left side of the upright. It's 10-7 in favor of Beaver. Paul Walsh will do the kicking duties. 10:15 to go. And as Coach said, you want the lead no matter how you can get it. Thanks to a 30-yard field goal, Beaver has the lead. Atkins is the deep back. He hits a boomer, right side. It'll be taken by Atkins at his 4-yard line. He's going to go with the wall over the right side. Across the 15, down about the 20-yard line. He'll be met hard by a onslaught of Beaver. Atkins reminds, and Hairston on the backs. Handoff Atkins right side. You'll get a gain of about 2 on the play, if that. Depending on where they mark the ball, I might say 3. But I tell you, they're going over the right side behind their bulk.
Well, Graham has changed their philosophy somewhat on offense. In the last 2 series of downs, they've run what we call counter plays. Fake to one player, give it to another player coming back, or we call them misdirection plays. That time they fake left, went back right. We'll see if they'll continue that.
2nd and 8.
No, they're just straight power.
25 down about the 31-yard line. That's a good play, Coach. You know, you had 2nd and 8. It'll be 3rd.
Good play.
I think it's going to be a first down if they give it to him. Right side. He'll get no gain on the play. And a loss of about a yard.
Loss.
Richard Ferris, you know, he carried the ball down here in the middle of the third quarter, had some good yardage over the right side, but Beaver has sort of made a defensive adjustment. You got the starting backfield, reminds Hairston and Atkins. Hand off Atkins left side, down across the 30, down to about the 33-yard line, gain of a yard on the play again. Well, they're really trying to stick to this punch, 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 and move people off the ball.
Well, they came back with a play that got them 8 yards a couple downs ago, which is not bad strategy. It didn't get them 8 that time, but they thought it might work again.
Atkins is wide out to the right, lining up behind Hendricks, and Sizemore's going to pass. He better get the ball quick. I tell you what, Mike Woody had no chance to catch the ball. He would have been killed. Sizemore was dumped.
Real good rush that time. A real good rush put on by number 45 from Beaver. Did a great job, put a great deal of pressure.
Sizemore gets a punt off with no rush at all. It'll be taken by Charlie Thompson at his 38-yard line. He's going to go nowhere. He's brought down by 44 for Graham. You know, the guy just really couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
And now Atkins left side. Oh, he's been hard. After a gain of about 5 on the play. Meeting him at the line of scrimmage, number 78, Keith Woody, and also Shannon Remind. Number 9, the left corner. Gain of 4 on the play, they mark it. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Beaver. Atkins will be wide out to the right. They'll go out of the pro set. Hand off Wallen. Oh, nowhere to go. Great play, I tell you, Marty Lead, he just shot through.
Oh, there was 2 kids there. He didn't have a chance. As soon as he took the ball, they had it.
It's getting a little chilly. Weather forecast says down around 45, 46 degrees. I tell you, it's even nippy here in the press box. Handoff, Atkins left side, he's across the 45. Standing up, doing some great running on his own, you know, gaining 4 or 5 on the play.
Yep, but that play is just kill time. They have to punt. We're in 4th down. They have to give up the ball.
So that brings in the punting squad for Beaver. Got Atkins and Ferris back for the G-men. We got a flag on the play. I think Graham jumped.
If it's Graham jump, it's going to be a first down for Beaver. No, it's against Beaver.
I jumped the gun there a little bit, so that'll move it back 5 more yards. But I tell you what, I really don't think that hurts Pat Cisco. He's done a great job tonight in the punting department. Boy, he boomed that one in the 3rd quarter. Atkins and Ferris still the D-backs for Graham. So 4th and 9, 6:06 to go in the ball game. No rush here. He gets off a wobbler. It'll be taken by Atkins at the 30, 35, 40, down at the 40-yard line. Let's see what Carlock and company will do. Handoff, Mike Woody's down to the 35-yard line, make that the 45-yard line.
Here again, first play off the bat, misdirection. Faked one way, came back the other. Good gainer.
Coach, they've been a little inconsistent. They get a good gain, then they lose a yard, then they get a good gain, then they fall back. Let's see if they can do. I want to touch on that subject in a minute as soon as this play's over. Handoff, Woody again, he's back to the line of scrimmage. Now, what I mean by inconsistent, they get a good gain, and then they don't get a good gain. Does that throw the momentum off a little bit?
Oh, there's no question, but they get a good game because they executed well. They don't get a good game because the other team executed better.
Good point. Atkins reminds, and Harrison still the backs. Atkins gets the call across the 45, down to the 50, 46-yard line, all on his own. And I tell you, he did that with his hands and his legs. They'll send Reminds to the left side. What he called left side, he'll go down. Great play by number 35, Richard Shute.
Good job.
You know, if I had an MVP award to go out right now, I'd give it to him.
And I think we've got a penalty on the face mask. I think we have a face mask penalty.
First and 10. 4:05 to go. The G-men are on the march thanks to a face mask call. Sizemore to Atkins barely gets across to the line of scrimmage. Gain of a yard on the play because of his body. He just laid across the offensive line. So that's what I mean by inconsistent.
Well, here again, he ran a straight dive. If the Beaver kids are going to get tough, they have to get tough now. If they let them to go in and score, Beaver's going to have a hard time winning this game. Graham knows if they don't go score, they're going to have a tough time win this ball game. So right now, the game's on the line in this drive.
2nd and 9, gain of a yard on the play. 3:27 to go. Fans are on their feet. Sizemore to Atkins. It'll go nowhere. A great play.
31 Street.
The line of scrimmage.
Joe
Street just stood him up and put him back. A loss of a yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 10. Graham had a chance. Now they're not doing it because Beaver is playing great in the trenches.
Duncan, I'm not writing Graham out. They've got two more downs. You can get a first down with one play. There's 2 more big plays in this drive.
Oh, I'll totally agree with that, Coach. But I tell you what, momentum seems to be in favor of Beaver.
Oh, that's illegal procedure.
That's illegal. Yeah, he came
very much illegal procedure.
It won't be the Beaver line, so it'll be 3rd and 6. Gain of 5 on the play thanks to an encroachment by the Beaver defensive line. Again, in motion is Harrison. This time it's legal. We got a flag. You better get the ball away. Almost intercepted. We got a flag on the play. Great rush by Arnold and also by Shue.
It's 3rd and 5. I beg your pardon. 3rd and 5, and they have 2 plays if you take the penalty. So that's a tough decision.
He declined it, so now they got a punt.
Well, you're saying that they're not going to get 5 yards with 1 play rather than giving them 2 plays to get 10 yards.
Right. So it's as broad as it is long. So Carlock gambling, 4th and 6. They got 2:37 to go. 4th and 6. What will they do? He's going to pass. He better get it off in a hurry. He'll go down. A great play by number 38 for Beaver. Mike Miller just shot through. That, Coach, if he'd have gotten the ball a little way, but good defensive coverage by Beaver, I tell you, great rush by Mike Miller. Nothing you can say about, Graham. They just were covered.
We had 2 big plays in that drive, one by Street and one by the gentleman there.
Hey, now Atkins, he'll go nowhere, but thanks to leaning and pushing and his offensive line, he gets a gain of about a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. I can't believe it. People have told me before, this is Beaver tradition. That is what I would call Beaver tradition.
Oh, there's no question, but I think all good teams that have records over a long period of time have a tradition. But there's no question that tradition, if once kids get to believing in something, they seem to perform just a little bit better.
Minute 58 to go, 2nd and 9 for Bluefield. Wallace is out to the left. Handoff. You go to number 33, and a great play. I tell you what, Coach, that seemed to be the call to make. He's down to the 45-yard line. Ronnie Scott, the little speedster, just shot through on the right side. All right, you got 7 to go. You got 2 downs to get it. 3rd and 3. Scott will get the call left side. He's got 3 and
He's got it.
He's got the first down. He picked up a gain of 5 on the play. So it'll be 1st and 10. For Miller and Scott. Scott call. He'll go nowhere. Right at the line of scrimmage. Great players signaling that they had the football, but I got a feeling, Coach, he hit the ground first. They have said it's a Graham football. First and 10, and I mean everybody is on their feet. Well, they're going to go to pass, like Carbo said. Great catch by Danny Atkins. He's at the 10-5.
No, Duncan, he's on the 25.
I'm sorry, 10-5. I couldn't see through my binocs. It looked like he was deeper than that. He's down to the 25-yard line. You called the trick play. That's what they did. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. They're going to fake it right in the hands of Mike Woody. That's not a live ball. It's down, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Sizemore to Atkins. He's going to go upstairs again. Here comes the shoot. They're let it go. Intended for Mike Woody. The ball hits the ground first. I tell you what, somebody's not blocking to let Richard shoot through on that left side. Atkins will go wide out to the right.
It's a long pass.
He's going to look for him. He's got the freshman, Sean Hendricks, down to the 20-yard line, you know, a gain of 5 on the play. Nice to try it. Nope,
No
he
good.
shakes it. It'll be no good. 18 seconds to go. And as you can tell by the reaction. All right, 17 seconds to go on this field goal. 35 yards from Remines. And Cisco just falls on it to get the clock rolling, and I think that's the last play of the ball game, Coach. Unless somebody calls a timeout. I tell you, if I could give out an MVP award, I'd give it to Richard Shute. He's played an outstanding ball game.
Defensively, he has been outstanding.
And that'll be the last play of the ball game. 3, 2, 1. The final from Mitchell Stadium, 10-7 in favor of Beaver. Who would have thought about this? This was supposed to be a rebounding year for the Bluefield Beavers. Freddie Simons now 1-0. Coach Glenn Carlock 0-1. We'll have some closing comments by head coach Freddie Simons right after this timeout on the high school game of the week.
I'm pleased with them right there at their effort.
Well, how about your defense? You know, you said that would be the backbone of your team. Is it going to be the backbone of your team?
Well, it's just like Coach Colbro's always told us, and when I played under him, you have to have that defense. And if you don't have defense, then you're not going to win any games.
All right, how about Paul Walsh? You know, he got a touchdown call back, then 2 plays later he does it again.
Well, Paul just runs hard, and he's young right now, but I'd say within a few games, he's going to get to be a better football player. I think that Ronnie Scott, another young kid at halfback, number 33, he's going to be a good football player for us. We have a fullback, Joe Street, who didn't get to run the football much tonight, and maybe that's my fault, but I think he's going to be a good fullback for us.
You got more speed than most Beaver teams have seen in a few years.
Well, I don't know if we have more speed. We have
young kids.
We have young kids with speed, and I think when they mature that we'll have a good football team, but they're going to have to mature a lot, and our offense is going to have to get a lot better if we're going to be a good football team.
Well, head coach Freddie Simons pleased with the victory. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We've got a couple weeks layoff. So long, sports fans.
By Hardee's, where good people go for good food. Bluefield Community Hospital, where we care. And by Domino's Pizza, serving you in Bluefield and Princeton.